The galaxy knew fear, but not like this. For years, the alien races believed humanity was a young species, loud, emotional, reckless, and far too brave for their own good. The Galactic Council often joked that humans would be the first to vanish if a real war ever came. They believed Earth was soft, weak, unprepared. But everything changed on a quiet night in the council hall. A message arrived, one that froze every ambassador in their seat. A message from deep space. A message from a dying outpost. A message containing only 3 words. They are here. The hologram flickered, showing a station drifting in darkness. Sparks floated like fireflies. Metal walls bent inward, as if crushed by a giant hand. Something had hit the outpost so hard that even its emergency beacon struggled to stay alive. Counselor Verall, a tall reptilian being, leaned forward. "What force can do this?" he whispered. No one answered. The last frame from the outpost made every species' blood run cold. A shadow, huge, many-legged, crawling across the torn metal. It didn't walk. It slid, and then the screen went black. Panic filled the chamber. Some feared it was an old enemy returning. Others believed it was a new species, one that hunted civilizations for sport. And then someone spoke the words that silenced the room. "Its trajectory is toward Earth." The council gasped. Earth? Why Earth? Why the humans of all species? Many saw humans as chaotic and unpredictable, but never dangerous enough to attract a galaxy killer. Some believed humans were too reckless to survive something like this. Others thought Earth had too many weaknesses: divided nations, young technology, emotional decision-making. Earth would fall in days, maybe hours. Counselor Verall clenched his claws. "We must warn them, even if it is too late." A message was sent across the galaxy, traveling through quantum relays faster than light. And high above Earth, on the International Defense Network, an alert flashed in bright red. Threat level, Omega. Unknown hostile inbound. Time until contact, 72 hours. Inside a steel bunker beneath Geneva, Earth's United Defense Command gathered. Military leaders, scientists, diplomats. Everyone stared at a hologram of the massive creature-like shadow moving through space. General Harris stood with a calm face, but tension filled the room. "So the council thinks we're going to die," he said. Dr. Elena Merrick, head scientist of Project Black Star, crossed her arms. "They always think we're going to die. They underestimate humans every single time." A young officer looked worried. "But sir, if this thing destroyed a station that fast..." General Harris cut him off. "Then we will be faster." Across the galaxy, alien species watched Earth with sadness. Some prayed, some whispered farewells, some laughed at the reckless humans trying to fight the impossible. But then something strange happened. Earth did not panic. Cities did not collapse into fear. Governments did not begin evacuations or surrender. Instead, Earth became silent, focused, united. For the first time in history, every nation activated a single protocol, one they never wanted to use. Project Black Star, approved for deployment. Classification, most restricted. Status, active. Ambassadors watching from orbit could not understand. "What is Project Black Star?" One alien asked. "Why are humans so calm?" Another whispered. Humans were many things: loud, emotional, stubborn. But when danger approached, true danger, something awoke inside them. A single-minded drive, a cold determination, a terrifying stillness. In the Geneva bunker, Dr. Merrick unlocked something hidden beneath layers of encryption. A chamber descended from the ceiling, glowing with dark energy. The screens went black for a moment. Then they displayed a weapon the galaxy had never seen. A weapon so secret even most Earth leaders didn't know it existed. General Harris smiled, not with joy but with absolute confidence. "Let the Council think Earth will fall," he said quietly. "They don't know humanity like we do." Meanwhile, the alien creature or fleet, or whatever it was, continued its approach. The Galactic Council watched from their stations with dread. "Earth should be evacuating," one ambassador said. "They should be begging for help," said another. But Earth begged for nothing. Earth prepared. deep inside human territory. An old warning was repeated across every military channel. If you come for Earth, you will face the side of humanity we never show. The countdown continued. 72 hours, 48 hours, 36 hours. The unknown enemy moved closer. The shadows grew longer. Detectors all over Earth began shaking from the energy signatures. And then something happened that the Galactic Council would never forget. Earth turned its entire night side into a wall of light. Thousands of Black Star launch tubes glowing like stars being born. Councilor Varall felt his heart stop. What were they doing? General Harris's voice echoed through a final transmission to the Council. You thought Earth would fall, but you forgot one thing. Humans aren't prey. The screens cut out. Humanity had made its move, and the galaxy had no idea what terrifying thing Earth was about to unleash. The unknown enemy crossed the void like a living shadow, moving without engines, without heat, without anything familiar. It was as if a piece of darkness had detached itself from deep space and decided to swallow anything in its path. Even the Galactic Council's most advanced scanners struggled to understand it. Every hour, the readings changed. One moment, it looked like a fleet. The next, a giant creature. Then a swarm, like millions of insects drifting together. Whatever it was dangerous. The Council watched helplessly from their distant stations. Many had already prepared evacuation ships. Others recorded farewell messages for their families. A few whispered hopeless prayers. Yet Earth, sitting directly in the monster's path, remained steady. Human cities went into lockdown. Defense satellites aligned in orbit. Thousands of ships rose from hidden bases beneath oceans, deserts, and mountains. All across the planet, humanity stopped arguing for once, stopped fighting, stopped doubting, and stood together. For the first time in their history, every nation acted like one mind. Far under the mountains of Alaska, General Harris inspected the Black Star Control Facility. Thick steel walls hummed with energy. Rows of soldiers worked at consoles. Eyes sharp, hands steady. Dr. Merrick walked beside him, holding a tablet filled with calculations. It's still adapting, she said. Its form keeps changing. It's learning. General Harris didn't look surprised. Good. So do we... She hesitated. General, are we sure the Black Star Array is enough? He stopped and looked straight at her. No, he said, but we don't have a choice. Her eyes lowered. Even she hadn't expected that answer. In orbit, alien ambassadors watched Earth's preparations with growing confusion. Counselor Varall pressed his face close to the glass window of his station. They're not afraid. Why are they not afraid? Ambassador Rillick, from a bird-like species, chirped nervously. Humans must be hiding something. Their silence is unnatural. Varall remembered something he once heard from a human diplomat. Humans panic first, then they calculate, and then they transform. He never understood what that meant. Now he did. The enemy mass finally entered the solar system. When it touched the edge of Neptune's orbit, every detector in the system screamed at once. Alarms flashed red, sensors overloaded. Entire satellites shut down instantly. A shock wave of strange energy washed over planets. And then the enemy stopped. It just floated there, massive and quiet, as if tasting the solar wind. The shadow turned slowly, drifting, watching, and then it moved again, but not toward Earth. No, it moved toward the moon. Humans watched from command centers in shock. Dr. Merrick leaned toward the screen. It's analyzing the moon's surface. It thinks the moon is part of Earth. General Harris clenched his fist. Good. Let it look. We need more time. The alien ambassadors, however, were terrified. If it destroys the moon, one whispered, Earth's tides will collapse. Their climate will fail. Humanity will die anyway. But they didn't understand humans. Humans had already prepared for this. On the moon's south pole, a hidden base came alive. Dozens of underground silos opened, releasing small, needle-shaped drones, silent, black, deadly. They shot upward like angry sparks. The council gasped as they watched. Moon base weapons? Varall exclaimed. Humans had weapons on their own moon. He was silenced by what came next. The drones did not attack. They simply moved around the shadow, scanning, mapping, gathering information in ways no other species had ever seen. Dr. Merrick smiled softly as the data filled her screen. It's working. We're learning its structure. General Harris leaned forward. And its weakness? Merrick's smile faded. We haven't found one yet. The shadow creature, or fleet, slowly turned toward the moon's surface. Its edges rippled like liquid darkness. Massive tendrils extended outward, curling like claws preparing to strike. The council began shouting. Earth must fire now. If they wait, it'll be too late. Why aren't humans attacking? But Earth did nothing. Humanity waited. General Harris stood perfectly still, watching the monitors. Hold, he said. The enemy grew closer. Its tendrils reached the moon's surface. Dust and rock began to lift into space, as if pulled by unseen gravity. Hold, Harris repeated. The council screamed through the comms. It will consume the moon. It will consume Earth next. Harris slammed his fist on the console. Hold the line. Every soldier froze. Every satellite waited. Every drone stayed silent. And then the creature hesitated. Its movement slowed. Its tendrils retracted slightly. It wasn't attacking. It was searching. Dr. Merrick's heart dropped. It knows, she whispered. It knows the moon is not Earth. It's adjusting its course. General Harris didn't look surprised. Then it's coming here, he said. The monster shifted direction. Slowly, steadily, directly toward Earth now. The Galactic Council fell into hopeless silence. So this is the end, an ambassador whispered. But Earth had already moved on to the next phase. General Harris turned to his staff. Activate Black Star Protocol 2. The room filled with sharp gasps, but no one protested. Across the planet, silos opened. Massive, dark metal rods emerged from the earth like ancient spears rising from the ground. Each rod crackled with black-blue lightning, energy that no other species in the galaxy had ever mastered. Dr. Merrick watched with awe and fear. We are really using them. General Harris nodded. We didn't build Black Star for war, he said. We built it for the day the universe sent something like this. As the enemy entered Earth's outer orbit, something strange happened. Something no alien had expected. Earth went dark, completely dark. Every city, every satellite, every visible source of light. The planet fell into blackness, like someone had switched it off. Ambassadors stared in shock. Did they? Shut down their entire planet. Counselor Varall whispered, No, they are hiding. The enemy's shadow paused above Earth, confused. Earth was gone, invisible, silent, vanished into the darkness, just as humanity planned. General Harris watched the monitors with cold eyes. Let it search, he said softly. Let it get close. The shadow drifted lower, closer, almost touching the atmosphere. And then, Earth lit up again. A blinding burst of energy shot across the planet. Black Star was awake, and the galaxy was about to learn why humans were feared by the stars themselves. The moment Earth lit up again, the entire solar system felt it. A pulse of dark blue energy stretched across the sky, like lightning crawling along the atmosphere. The alien ambassadors watching from orbit froze in shock. The light was unlike anything they'd seen. Not plasma, not nuclear fire, not antimatter. It was something deeper, something unnatural. Black Star has reached full charge, Dr. Merrick whispered. General Harris stood at the center of the bunker, hands behind his back, face hard as stone. Begin the lock sequence. Across the planet, the giant Black Star rods, thousands of them, hummed with deadly power. They were positioned everywhere, deserts, oceans, mountain ranges, even deep underground. They form a pattern that only humans truly understood, a grid, a trap, a cage of energy. And above the planet, the enemy's shadow shuddered. It sensed danger. It felt something ancient and hungry rising from beneath the human world. Ambassador Varall's scales turned pale. What are they doing? This energy, this power, it should not exist. But humans had built Black Star for one reason: to kill what should not exist. The enemy's shadow reacted faster than anyone expected. It expanded, spreading its limbs across the sky like a living storm. Thousands of tendrils scattered into space, each one searching, probing, analyzing. They reached toward the Black Star rods. They reached toward human satellites. They reached toward the planet itself. And then they changed direction. They reached for the moon again. Dr. Merrick's eyes widened. It's trying to disable the lunar base. It wants to cut off our sensors. General Harris didn't blink, so it can't see Black Star forming. Smart. The creature extended 3 massive limbs toward the moon, each one larger than mountain ranges. The Galaxy Council gasped as the creature seemed to stretch across space, warping light itself. "It's too fast," cried an ambassador. "Earth cannot defend both the moon and their planet." But General Harris had already moved. He raised a single hand. "Lunar Command," he said calmly. "Release the mirrors." On the moon's surface, something truly unexpected happened. The dust parted, the craters shifted, and from deep underground, dozens, no hundreds, of giant plates unfolded like the petals of a colossal metal flower. They were mirrors, massive silver plates, polished to the point they reflected stars and sunlight perfectly. Ambassador Varall screamed, "Wait! Those are not weapons. Those are—" But he was wrong. They were weapons. The mirrors caught sunlight, focused it, sharpened it, bent it, and then they fired it. A solid beam of pure, concentrated light shot toward the shadow's reaching limb. It sliced through the darkness like a blade through smoke. The limb recoiled violently. The creature shrieked without sound. Space itself seemed to vibrate. General Harris watched calmly. Good. It can feel pain. But the enemy did not retreat. It grew angrier. The darkness condensed. The shadow thickened. Dozens of new limbs formed, each sharper and more focused than before. And then it attacked. The first strike hit Earth's magnetic field. The shock wave rippled across the planet. Clouds flattened. Oceans rose. Detectors screamed. But Black Star held. Earth's defense grid glowed brighter, absorbing the creature's power like an ancient shield awakened from a long sleep. Counselor Varall trembled. This energy, humans are using their entire planet as a weapon. Another ambassador whispered. They turned their world into a fortress. But they were wrong again. Humanity had turned Earth into a loading chamber. Black Star wasn't a shield. It was a cannon. Inside the bunker, alarms flashed. Black Star is now at 60% charge, an officer shouted. General Harris nodded. Hold positions. Another tremor hit the planet. Buildings shook. Glass shattered across cities. Birds fled. People held each other close, but did not panic, because they trusted something the galaxy could not understand. They trusted their own species. Dr. Merrick checked her readings again, face pale. It's adapting faster than expected. It's analyzing the shield frequencies. Harris frowned. How fast? It will break the shield in less than 2 hours. The bunker fell silent. 2 hours. Earth was on the clock. Meanwhile, the enemy changed shape again, this time forming a massive mouth-like opening. Inside it, swirling darkness spiraled like a black hole forming in front of Earth. Ambassador Varall shouted, "It's preparing to consume your planet. You must fire Black Star now." General Harris ignored him. He wasn't looking at the creature. He was looking at the data logs rolling across the screen. "Not yet," he said. "General, the creature is destabilizing the atmosphere," an officer warned. Lightning storms erupted across continents. Skies turned red. Space itself cracked with energy. Still Harris didn't move. "Not yet." The bunker trembled again. Dust fell from the ceiling. Sirens screamed. The shadow creature's giant mouth expanded, pulling in the solar wind, dust, satellites, everything. "It's going to swallow Earth," an alien cried. General Harris closed his eyes for a brief moment, then opened them. "Black Star charge level?" 88%, sir." He exhaled. "Wait for 95. Everyone turned white. "You'll kill us all," shouted an ambassador. "Humans are insane." Harris didn't even look at him. He understood something the galaxy never did. Humans survive by pushing past the point everyone else quits. The enemy creature lunged. The mouth widened. The darkness wrapped around Earth's outer atmosphere, like a claw closing around a fruit. Global temperatures dropped. Winds screamed like dying beasts. The world shook. Children cried. Animals ran. But humans did not run. They waited. And finally, Black Star at 95%. General Harris raised his hand. Every eye in every bunker locked on him. "Fire," he said, and Earth obeyed. The surface of the planet exploded with light. Not white, not blue, not red, black. A beam of pure black energy shot upward from every rod, connecting the sky into a single massive spear of darkness. The beam tore through the creature's mouth. The scream that followed shook the stars themselves. And the galaxy finally understood. Earth had never been prey. Humanity was the hunter, and they had just wounded the monster that came to claim them. The black star beam tore through the void like a spear forged from pure night. It stabbed straight to the creature's mouth, ripping apart the darkness that held the sky captive. For the first time since entering the solar system, the creature faltered. Its shape wavered. Its limbs curled inward. Its shadowy body split down the middle like ink being forced apart. Every scanner across the galaxy lit up with impossible readings. "It's weakening," an alien ambassador cried. But General Harris didn't celebrate. He didn't even smile. He watched with cold, focused eyes. "Keep observing," he said quietly. "It's not done." He was right. The creature shrieked without sound, sending a pressure wave through the solar system. The moon shook. Earth's oceans rose in massive tides. Satellites spun out of control. But nothing compared to what came next. The creature changed. In space, the massive ink-like body pulled itself inward like a collapsing star. The shredded mouth sealed. The torn limbs reformed. And then the creature condensed into a perfect sphere, smooth, dark, and silent. Ambassador Voral's scales turned almost white. That is not regeneration," he whispered. "It is metamorphosis." The sphere pulsed once, twice, a third time. Then it cracked. Lines of bright, burning blue shot across its surface like lightning trapped beneath glass. The sphere shattered open, revealing something entirely different from before. The council gasped. Dr. Merrick stumbled backward. Even General Harris's eyes widened a fraction. The creature was no longer a shadow. It had matured. It had evolved. It had become something closer to armor, closer to a weapon, closer to a Star Eater. Its new form was terrifying. A massive, armor leviathan made of plates that shimmered with cosmic energy. Tendrils turned into blades. Eyes, bright and ancient, open across its surface, scanning everything. Ambassador Rillick whispered, "Earth has made it angry." General Harris shook his head. No, Earth forced it to show its real face. The creature unleashed a roar that shook the council stations light years away. The roar wasn't sound. It was a gravitational pulse that bent the fabric of space. Instantly, dozens of defense satellites shattered. The black star grid flickered. Half of the lunar mirrors cracked. Electric grids across Earth shorted. Inside the bunker, screens trembled violently. Sparks burst from consoles. Shields dropping, an officer shouted. Black star grid destabilizing. Dr. Merrick gripped the table. "It's using energy frequencies we've never seen. It's attacking the planet's magnetic field directly." General Harris stayed calm. "Activate secondary stabilizers. Keep Black Star online." "Sir, we're losing power everywhere." "Then reroute from the geothermal stations." But before he could finish, a new alarm blared. Object ascending. Impact trajectory, Earth's atmosphere. The creature had launched something. A shard of itself. A spear-like fragment made of pure cosmic metal. Shot toward Earth with impossible speed. Ambassador Voral shouted, "It's going to pierce your planet." Dr. Merrick froze. "No, it's not aiming for surface." General Harris's eyes sharpened. "It's aiming for our reactors." Deep underground, in a hidden geothermal plant beneath Iceland, Workers stared in horror as the spear approached their location on tactical screens. If the spear hit the facility, Black Star would collapse. Earth's strongest weapon would die. General Harris spoke calmly into the mic. Iceland Command, initiate shield dome protocol. The officer responded with fear in her voice. Sir, that will burn out the entire geothermal grid. I know, he said. She hesitated only 1 second. Then she pressed a button. Above Iceland, a dome of shimmering energy erupted from the ground like a blooming flower. The spear slammed into it, exploding in a shockwave that blew snow off mountains and shattered windows for hundreds of miles. The dome held. Barely. Inside the bunker, the room exhaled in relief. But Dr. Merrick looked sick. That was just one shard, she whispered. It can launch thousands. General Harris didn't deny it. The creature turned its many glowing eyes toward Earth, studying the damage. Its tendrils slowly lifted again, preparing another volley of spears. Then it did something strange. It stopped. It turned its enormous armored head toward the Black Star grid. It stared. Dr. Merrick went pale. It understands Black Star now. General Harris answered quietly. Then we fire again before it adapts. But she shook her head sharply. We can't. Black Star is still at only 22% charge. That first blast drained almost everything. The bunker fell silent. Earth needed time to recharge. Time humanity did not have. The creature opened its maw, a swirling, glowing vortex of cosmic energy. Counselor Varall whispered in horror. It is preparing its true attack. A supernova-like beam began forming in its throat. An attack powerful enough to erase a planet. Earth had minutes. General Harris did not panic. He didn't even raise his voice. Send transmission to all human ships, he said calmly. Message, Phase Wolf begins now. Every officer in the bunker froze. Dr. Merrick stared at him. General, Phase Wolf is not tested. We don't fully understand what it will do. Harris looked at her with calm, steady eyes. That's why we built it. Ambassador screamed. What is Phase Wolf? What are humans doing now? You will destroy your own world. But humanity had stopped explaining itself long ago. The general pressed command button. Begin Phase Wolf. Across orbit, hidden compartments opened on every human battleship. Panels slid back. Ports unlocked. And from deep inside each ship, something strange awakened. Devices built from ancient theories, forbidden experiments, and energy signatures no species in the galaxy studied except humans. Dr. Merrick whispered, Wolf generators. Every ship powered up. Every satellite resonated. Every human drone lit with ghostly blue fire. Earth did not power up a weapon. Earth powered up a pack. A system meant to rewrite space itself. General Harris stood tall. Let the monster fire, he said. And let it learn why humans never go down alone. The creature unleashed its cosmic beam, and Phase Wolf answered. The galaxy watched the growing conflict with rising panic. After the destruction of the Tavarian fleet and the fall of the outpost at Cadron 5, every species in the Council felt the same cold fear. Humanity was not only surviving, they were evolving in war. Yet the Council still could not understand how. Humans were new to the galaxy. Their ships were smaller. Their weapons were old designs. Their population was tiny compared to the great empires. According to every calculation, Earth should have lost long ago. But now, the humans were not only fighting back, they were advancing. And in this part of the story, the galaxy would learn why. The silent preparation. While the galaxy argued and panicked, humanity moved in silence. Deep under the Atlantic Ocean, in a hidden facility called Vault Horizon, the Human Defense Council studied every alien technology captured from the battlefield. Dr. Helena Reese, the lead scientist, stood in front of the glowing remains of the Tavarian command module. She had not slept in 3 days. Her eyes were tired, but her voice was steady. Everything we take from them, she said, we improve. Behind her, a group of engineers worked on new power cores, modified thrusters, strange alloy plating, and even energy weapons humans had never seen before. Colonel Mason entered the lab, his boots echoing sharply. How soon until the first prototype is ready? He asked. Soon, Helena replied. Very soon. But you must understand, this technology is not just alien. It is dangerous. It changes everything. Mason nodded. Good, because the galaxy thinks we're weak. It's time they see what humans really become under pressure. Helena turned to him slowly. They will be frightened, she warned. They should be, Mason said. The Council's big mistake. Far away in the galaxy's capital, the Council held an emergency session. We must stop Earth before they destabilize the entire galaxy, said the Varnai ambassador, his wings shaking nervously. Humanity is unpredictable, another alien added. They adapt too fast. They are dangerous. They must be contained. But Elder Turan of the Zorith people disagreed. He was one of the few who had studied human history. You do not understand humans, he said. They do not want war. But if you force them into one, they become something else. Something you do not want to face. The other council members laughed. Humans? Dangerous? The Varnai ambassador scoffed. They are small, emotional creatures. That emotion, Elder Turan said softly, is what makes them unstoppable. But the council ignored him. They made the decision that would change everything. They officially declared Earth a level 5 galactic threat, and they began preparing a unified fleet, the strongest armada in galactic history, made from ships of 27 different species. Humans unleashed their new power. Back on Earth, the first prototype ship launched from Vault Horizon. It was called the Aegis. It was not large or beautiful like other galactic ships. Its design was sharp and simple, but every part of it was enhanced with alien technology, improved by human creativity. As it rose from the ocean, water cascading off its hull, the crew could feel the energy humming like a living heartbeat. Commander Vale stood on the bridge, eyes fixed forward. This ship, he said, will change the galaxy. And it did immediately. On its first test flight, the Aegis crossed half the solar system in minutes. On its first live-fire test, it vaporized an asteroid the size of a mountain. Scientists watching the readings fell silent. This should not be possible, one whispered. Helena Reese only smiled faintly. It is now. The ambush at the edge of Earth. But the galaxy had already moved. When the Aegis returned from its test flight, sensors lit up red. A massive armada, over 600 warships from 27 species, had appeared at the edge of the solar system. Commander Vale stared at the display. They didn't come to talk. Colonel Mason's voice came through the comm. They want to intimidate us before they attack. Will they? Vale asked. Of course, Mason said. They think we're still weak. The alien armada sent a broadcast. Humans of Earth, the Varnai commander announced. You are ordered to surrender your technology and submit to council control. If you resist, we will overwhelm your world. Commander Vale laughed softly. A threat from 27 species, he said. That's a new record. Helena Reese looked up from her console. Do not fire first, she warned. Make them show their intentions. But the galaxy did not wait. 3 alien dreadnoughts powered their main cannons. The sky above Earth turned bright. Commander Vale clenched his jaw. They think we're scared, he said. Are we? His tactical officer asked. No, Vale replied. Not anymore. The moment that terrified the galaxy, the alien dreadnoughts fired. 3 beams of pure destructive energy screamed toward Earth. Every alien watching the broadcast expected the same result. Earth would burn. But that didn't happen. The Aegis moved. Not fast, not quickly, but impossibly, vanishing from one point in space and appearing instantly in front of Earth. A shield of blue-white energy unfolded from its hull like a rising sun. The beams hit. Every alien leader in the galaxy held their breath. The shield did not break. The Aegis did not move. The attack, meant to destroy a planet, left nothing but a faint ripple in the air. The galaxy's strongest weapon did nothing. Silence followed. Complete, absolute silence. Then Commander Vale gave the order that would echo across the stars. Fire. The Aegis released a single pulse of energy. Just one. and all 3 alien dreadnoughts shattered like glass. The Council Armada froze. The galaxy froze. Even Earth fell silent. For the first time, everyone understood. Humanity was no longer fighting for survival. They were becoming something far more terrifying. The destruction of the 3 dreadnoughts shook the galaxy like a physical shockwave. These were not normal ships. These were the strongest war engines ever built by the Council. Ships that entire civilizations feared. And yet, a single human ship erased them in seconds. Across the galaxy, broadcasts replayed the moment again and again. The shield, the pulse, the explosion, the silence. Every species felt the same cold truth settle like ice in their bones. Humanity had crossed a line no one else had ever crossed. They did not just match galactic technology. They surpassed it, and the galaxy was not ready. Panic spreads through the Council. The Council Hall buzzed with chaos. Leaders shouted over each other. Some demanded immediate peace talks. Others screamed for a second attack fleet. A few even wanted Earth destroyed before it became unstoppable. But one voice cut through the noise. Elder Duran, the only one who understood humans. "You pushed them," he said quietly. "You kept pushing until they broke the limit you set. And now, you fear the result." "We fear nothing," the Varnai ambassador snapped. "Then why are your hands shaking?" Turan replied. The ambassador quickly hid his trembling claws. The council leader tried to calm the hall. "Order. We must decide our next step. If humans continue to grow at this speed, they will surpass every species militarily and technologically." "And then what?" someone shouted. "They will rule us?" "No," Tiran answered. "Humans do not seek to rule. They seek safety. But if they think we are a threat, they will remove us." Quickly, a deep silence followed, because they all knew he was right. Earth sees the truth. Back at Earth Command, Commander Vale walked through the quiet corridors of the military station Leviathan Orbital. Everyone he passed wore the same expression, shock mixed with pride and a dangerous new confidence. Colonel Mason joined him near the observation deck. Below them, Earth spun peacefully, blue and quiet, unaware how close it had come to destruction. "We showed them," an officer whispered nearby. "We scared them," another said. Vale turned to Mason. "This power, it changes things." Mason nodded. "Yes, but remember why we built it. To protect Earth. To survive." "Protection is one thing," Vale said. "Terrifying an entire galaxy is another." They stood in silence. Then Helena Reese entered, holding a data tablet full of readings from the Aegis. She looked exhausted, but her eyes burned with something sharper than fear. "Do you all understand what just happened?" she asked. "We won," someone said. "No," Helena replied. "The Aegis used only 10% of its core capacity." Everyone froze. "What?" Mason asked. Helena placed the tablet on the table. The energy pulse that destroyed the dreadnoughts was nothing compared to its real output. "This ship isn't a ship anymore. It's something new." "Are you saying we created a weapon too strong?" Vale asked. Helena shook her head slowly. "I am saying we created a weapon that the galaxy will never allow to exist. The Armada retreats, but not in peace." Out on the edge of the solar system, the surviving alien fleet finally reacted. Their commanders, terrified, confused, and humiliated, ordered a full retreat. They did not even try to negotiate. They simply vanished into hyperspace, leaving behind pieces of shattered dreadnoughts floating in silence. But as they retreated, one of their ships secretly scanned the Aegis, and one word repeated in their encrypted transmission: "Impossible, impossible, impossible." Yet even in their fear, the galaxy was not ready to surrender. Every species began preparing in secret. New weapons, new shields, new alliances, not for diplomacy, for the possibility of facing humans again. A strange signal from deep space. 3 days later, something unexpected happened. Earth's deep space radar detected a signal, not from the Council, not from any known species. It came from beyond the Orion Barrier, a region full of ancient ruins and dead civilizations. The signal was clear, strong, and strange. Helena Reese studied the transmission with her team. She frowned. "This is not a threat," she said. "This is a warning." Commander Vale leaned over her shoulder. A warning from whom? Helena adjusted the audio frequencies. A distorted, ancient voice echoed through the speakers. "We watched you rise. Do not repeat our mistake. Power like yours draws something terrible." The message repeated once, then stopped forever. Mason stared at the dark screen. "What does that mean? Draws what?" Helena didn't answer at first. Then she whispered, "Something older than the Council. Something that wiped out the civilizations beyond the barrier." Vale crossed his arms. "So we gained power, and now something ancient wakes up to challenge it?" "It seems so," Helena replied softly. But deep inside, she felt something else. A growing belief that humanity had awakened more than just fear in a galaxy. They had awakened something sleeping, something dangerous, and it was coming. The Council prepares its next move. Back on the Council world, the panic turned into strategy. "We must unite," the Council leader announced. "Humans are too unpredictable. If something ancient is coming for them, we will be caught in the fire." "So what do you propose?" the Varnaya ambassador asked. The Council leader spoke with cold calm. "We must strike before humans grow even stronger." Elder Turan slammed his fist on the table. "You fools, this will not save you. Humans do not attack first, but if you threaten their world again, they will destroy you." But no one listened. The galaxy had stopped thinking. Fear had taken control. Humanity makes a decision. 3 days later, Earth's leaders met privately. The question was simple. Should they prepare for war with the galaxy, or for something bigger and more ancient? Commander Vale looked at the others. "We may have won the battle," he said, "but the real war, whatever it is, has not begun." Colonel Mason nodded. "And the galaxy? They're afraid of us. That fear will push them into attacking again." Helena Reese held up the ancient warning. "Whatever destroyed those old civilizations knows we exist now." Everyone fell silent. Everyone understood. Humanity had proven itself stronger than the galaxy expected. But now something else had noticed them. Something older. Something darker. Something that did not care about politics or fear. Something coming closer. And humanity, finally strong, would have to face it. The message from beyond the Orion barrier kept echoing in every human meeting room, every military briefing, every scientific lab. Power like yours draws something terrible. For 3 days, Earth felt unnaturally quiet. It was a kind of silence before a storm, the kind that made even the bravest soldiers uneasy. Commander Vale stood on the viewing deck of Leviathan Orbital, staring into the endless black sky. Stars glimmered like distant watchers, silent and cold. Colonel Mason joined him. "You think they're coming?" Mason asked. Vale didn't turn. "They're not coming." He paused. "They're already here." A disturbance in deep space. In the far outskirts of the solar system, beyond Pluto's orbit, humanity's long-range beacons went offline one by one. First beacon 12, then beacon 9, then the entire Kuiper Belt relay. The stations didn't explode. They didn't show distress signals. They simply vanished. Not a trace left. At Earth Command, alarms blared. Officers scrambled. Screens lit up with red warnings, flashing the same message. Unknown event detected. Contact lost. Helena Reese rushed into the command center, carrying 2 tablets and 10 questions. "When did the vanishing start?" she asked. 17 minutes ago, a technician replied. "Any energy readings?" "None." "Any debris left?" "None." Helena froze. "None?" That meant whatever did this wasn't just destroying the stations. It was erasing them. Commander Vale arrived moments later. "Report," he demanded. Helena swallowed hard. "It's not the Council. Not the Orchith. Not any known species. And not a natural phenomenon." "What is it then?" Mason asked. Helena looked at the blinking red screen. Something older than all of them. The thing in the dark. 40 minutes later, something finally appeared on sensors, far beyond Neptune. At first, it looked like a shadow. A large, drifting darkness with no shape, no edges, no signature. It blocked starlight like a moving eclipse. Every second, it grew larger. Officers stared, paralyzed. "What is that?" one whispered. Helena zoomed in. The image didn't become clearer. The shape refused to form a single outline. It flickered, shifting between forms, like matter was still deciding what it wanted to be. "What kind of ship doesn't reflect light?" Vale asked softly. "It's not a ship," Helena whispered. "It's something else." Vale frowned. "Alive?" Helena nodded once. "An ancient." The Aegis prepares for the unknown. The Aegis, the most powerful human vessel ever built, was already waiting. Its new armor hummed with dark energy. Its shields glowed with faint blue light. Its pulse cannon was fully charged. The crew watched the drifting dark mass with tightening fear. "We don't know what this thing is," Vale said over the comms, "but the Aegis will intercept first." Colonel Mason strapped in beside the pulse cannon controls. Helena restood at her console, fingers shaking despite her determination. "Remember," she told the crew, "this thing wiped out entire civilizations. It might not even recognize us as life. It might see us as noise." A deep rumble shook the ship. The shadow had turned toward the Aegis. It was aware, and it was moving. First contact and fear. The two forces drifted toward each other in the silence of space. Humanity's greatest ship, and something older than recorded history. Sensor readings began to warp. The creature, if it was a creature, released no heat, no sound, no biological signature. Just nothing, as the space itself bent around it. Mason locked onto it. Weapons ready. "Wait," Helena said suddenly. "It's sending something." "A signal?" Vale asked. Helena adjusted the receiver. A deep, low hum filled the ship. The sound vibrated through metal, through skin, through bone. Crew members clutched their heads. The hum grew louder, like a planet was groaning. Then a voice, ancient and broken, echoed through the speakers. "You rise too fast. Your light draws the void. Turn back or be consumed." The message ended. The shadow continued approaching. Helena whispered, "It's warning us." Mason snarled, "It erased our stations. That is not a warning, that is an attack." But Helena shook her head. "No, that was feeding." Vale stepped back. "Feeding?" "Yes, it feeds on energy. It didn't attack the outposts, it absorbed them." A chilling silence spread. "So it's hungry," Mason said. Helena nodded, "and it senses the Aegis like a beacon." The first strike. The creature charged. Space warped around it, twisting, curling, bending. "Shields up." Vale shouted. The creature slammed into the Aegis with a silent, crushing force. Shields flared white-hot. The entire ship groaned. Screams echoed on the bridge as people fought to stay upright. Mason fired the pulse cannon. A beam of blue energy ripped through space and vanished into the creature's body like a stone thrown into water. "What?" Mason gasped. "It absorbed it. It's feeding faster." Helena shouted, and the shadow grew larger. The realization. Helena's voice cracked as she yelled, "Stop firing. You're only making it stronger." Vale's blood ran cold. If this thing fed on energy, then every weapon humanity had, even the Aegis, was fuel. "We need another way," Vale said. "We don't have another way." Mason snapped. Helena suddenly looked at the ship's power core readings. Her eyes widened with horror. "It's draining us." The lights flickered. Systems dimmed. The Aegis was being pulled apart, atom by atom. "Commander!" a technician screamed. "If this continues, the ship will collapse." Vale turned to Helena. "What do we do?" She closed her eyes. Then she whispered the only solution left. "We shut everything down." The gamble. The Aegis powered down. Engines, weapons, shields. Everything went dark. The ship floated silently. Dead. Still. The creature slowed, confused. No energy. No light. No fuel. It hovered, circling the Aegis like a predator searching for a fading heartbeat. Everyone held their breath. Minutes felt like hours. Then, slowly the shadow drifted away. Not attacking, not feeding, just leaving. The aftermath. Earth Command cheered when the Aegis came back online, but the celebration died quickly because they all understood humanity had proven its power to the galaxy. But now something far older had noticed them, and it whispered a final message before disappearing into the void. We return when your light burns again. Commander Vale stared into the dark. Helena Reese stood beside him. Mason crossed his arms. They all felt the same truth. The galaxy feared humanity, but something else, something ancient, something powerful, had begun to watch them. And the real story, the real war, had only just begun.